in which, as I'm holding, this is the way you have to hold the heart in anatomical position. It is on the left palm, where this surface, which is the diaphragmatic surface, should be on your left palm, and the apex is directed downwards and to the left, and base will be pointing towards you. Now, we start with the external features of the heart. First, you have to make sure apex, then you have to make sure, see how beautiful this arch of aorta is there. This is pulmonary trunk. Now, arch of aorta has this brachiocephalic trunk. This will be the left common carotid artery. This will be the left subclavian artery, arch of aorta, pulmonary trunk, and this pulmonary trunk is dividing into right and left pulmonary arteries. Then here, posteriorly, these are the orifices of the pulmonary veins. This much we have to make sure, and then we have to hold the heart in anatomical position. Now you see this tongue-shaped projections on the right side, right auricle. Similarly, on the left side, see here, left auricle. Shape is like tongue-shaped projections, but it is in the shape of auricle, ear-like. So therefore, because of the resemblance of ear-like projections, the right auricle, this is the left auricle. Now, after identifying these many features, hold the heart in anatomical position, and now we start with the borders and surfaces. How many borders are there? There are basically three borders: right border, inferior border, and left border. Each border I will discuss in detail. Surfaces: anterior or sternocostal surface, left surface, and this is the diaphragmatic surface, or it is also known as inferior surface, on which, based on this diaphragmatic surface, your left palm should be there. So on your left palm, the diaphragmatic surface of the heart should be resting. This is the apex of the heart, and here, this is the base of the heart, which should be pointing towards you. Base should be pointing towards you, apex downwards to the left. Now we start with the different borders and surfaces. For example, now I want to show, we'll select the best of the heart and we'll see. Once again, this heart I'm holding in anatomical position. I've changed the heart. Now this one will be arch of aorta, pulmonary trunk. This is the right auricle. This is the left auricle. So we start with the apex. Now apex of the heart, first of all, before the apex, the dimensions. What are the measurements? From apex till the base, apex to base, it is around 12 centimeters. Anterior-posterior thickness is 6 centimeter, and transverse diameter is 8 to 9 centimeters. Now we start with the apex. Apex is always pointing in the left fifth intercostal space. It will be 9 centimeter from the midline, mid-ventral line, or the mid-sternal line. And this apex will be in the left fifth intercostal space, slightly medial to the left nipple, below and medial to the left nipple. Now we come to the base. Now this is the base. Now this entire base is also known as the posterior surface, base or posterior surface. This base or posterior surface is formed by, it is always formed by two atria. 2/3 of the left atrium and 1/3 of the right atrium. 2/3 of the left atrium, 1/3 of the right atrium. Base formation. Now this base of the heart will have various boundaries. What are those boundaries? Superiorly, here which we have cut, pulmonary trunk, there will be branches of pulmonary trunk into right and left division. For example, if I show you in this heart, here you can see this branches of pulmonary trunk, right and left. So superiorly, these are the two right and left branches of pulmonary trunk, superiorly. Inferiorly, base will be, this is the line of demarcation. So inferiorly it is the posterior atrioventricular sulcus or groove between the base and diaphragmatic surface of the heart. So superior, posterior. Now the entire base will have openings, features. We are calling it as features. What are those features? They are, if you can see here, on the left side, these two openings, left pulmonary vein, two openings on the left side. Similarly, the pulmonary veins, the two openings on the right side, these two openings. Next will be, these are the two openings, 1 and 2. And here 1 and 2 left, 1 and 2 right. Now, similarly, if you are able to see this, across the base, superiorly, this is the opening of superior vena cava. Across the base inferiorly, opening of inferior vena cava. See how beautiful, how huge these openings are there. So therefore now, the base of the heart will have how many openings? Right and left pulmonary veins, right and left, left-sided superior and inferior pulmonary veins, and right-sided superior and inferior pulmonary veins, 4 plus 5 superior vena cava plus 6 inferior vena cava. So total 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 openings will be there. Remember, do not confuse with this opening, 1 and 2. These two are the divisions of pulmonary trunk. This is aorta. So leave the aorta and pulmonary trunk on one side. We are interested in these 4 venous openings. The 4 venous openings on the left and the right, pulmonary openings, and superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. So altogether 6 venous openings, including superior and inferior vena cava. Now all these 6 venous openings, they will be enclosed in a common serous pericardium. Therefore, the space here of the serous pericardium, which is enclosing these 6 venous openings, will be J-shaped. It is called J-shaped. And in between, through this J-shaped, this surface, which is the main part of the base of the heart, is by the left atrium. So therefore, this left atrium, the posterior surface of left atrium will form the anterior wall of oblique sinus. What is oblique sinus? Oblique sinus is the space which is present between the left and right pulmonary veins, as well as on the right side edges superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. Together, as I told you, they are enclosed in a common serous pericardium, and the space which is present, where I am showing with the forceps, will be oblique sinus. The space within this serous pericardium enclosing these veins. Anterior wall of oblique sinus will be formed by posterior wall of left atrium. So these are the features of the base of the heart. Now, this base of the heart will have important relations with the vertebral column. And there are several structures present between base of the heart and vertebral column. What are those structures? We have to remember it. They are asked in MCQs, 1 mark question answer. Structures which are present between the base of the heart and vertebral column will be: first, oblique sinus; second, fibrous pericardium; third, the right pulmonary veins, 2 which are opening, both the pulmonary veins on right side; fourth, there will be divisions of trachea here, right and left bronchi; then fifth, esophagus; then sixth, thoracic duct; seventh, descending thoracic aorta; eighth, azygous and hemiazygous veins; 9, greater and lesser splanchnic nerves. All these 9 structures are related to the base of the heart, in between base of the heart and vertebral column. Now here, the applied anatomy of the base of the heart will be any enlargement of the left atrium. This is the entire left atrium. As I told you, base of the heart is formed by 2/3 of the left atrium, 1/3 of the right atrium. So any enlargement of this left atrium will cause compression to the esophagus. And when left atrium can be enlarged because of the pathology such as mitral stenosis, in which the left atrial enlargement can cause compression on esophagus, which is related here, and that leads to dysphagia. This syndrome is called Ortner's syndrome, O-R-T-N-E-R-S. Here we finish the base. Once again, we have finished the apex, we have finished the base. Apex is formed by which portion of the heart? Always remember, apex is formed by left ventricle. And the base is formed by 2/3 of the left atrium, 1/3 by the right atrium. And features and the relations of base we have discussed. Now we move on to right border. See here, this is the right border. And this right border will start from the entire right border will start from the superior vena cava, and then it will extend till the level of inferior vena cava. Remember, so from superior vena cava, this right border is extending till the level of inferior vena cava. And on the external side, you are able to see this. There will be a narrow sulcus, which is called sulcus terminalis. This sulcus terminalis, narrow sulcus on the right border, is related inside in the interior of right atrium with crista terminalis. So this is the right border sulcus terminalis. Now, in the right border, what are the relations of this right border? The right border relations will be, it is related with, first structure will be fibrous pericardium, second structure will be external to fibrous pericardium. There will be, remember, always remember, right phrenic nerve and pericardiophrenic vessels. Remember, I had discussed with you in the mediastinal surface of the right and left lung. So right phrenic nerve is related here, outside the fibrous pericardium. Lateral to the right phrenic nerve, mediastinal pleura. And lateral to that will be the cardiac impression on the mediastinal surface of the right lung. These are the four relations of the right border, sulcus terminalis. Now we come across to inferior border. Now inferior border is, it will be marked from the inferior vena cava till the apex, that is the, this is the apex of the heart. So from inferior vena cava till apex of the heart, in this way, this is the inferior border. I am holding an anatomical position. Right from inferior vena cava to the apex of the heart, inferior border. Now this inferior border at the apex will have, if you can see here, there will be incisura apices cordis, a small notch. Incisura apices cordis. And this incisura apices cordis will have the presence of anterior interventricular artery, which is a branch of left coronary artery. Here we finish the inferior border. Now we come across to left border. Now this is very ill-defined left border, because the left border will extend from, now here, left auricle. I'm holding, this is the left auricle. See, auricle shaped. From the left auricle, it will go down till incisura apices cordis. So from the left auricle till incisura apices cordis is the left border. Once again, I'll say that it is very ill-defined. So therefore, we have finished the apex, base, right border from superior to inferior, inferior border, and left border, which is from left auricle to the apex or incisura apices cordis. Now we come across to the surfaces. What are those surfaces? Sternocostal surface, left surface, and diaphragmatic surface. So therefore, we start with sternocostal surface. Are we having time?
Yes.
So sternocostal surface, how many minutes we are having?
Indefinite.
Okay. So sternocostal surface will have, this is the sternocostal surface. First, what is it made up of? It is made up of, number one. Now carefully, we have to say this very carefully. This is formed by, number one, 2/3 of the right ventricle. Number two, 1/3 of the left ventricle. Number three, portion of the right auricle including right atrium. And number four, portion of left auricle. So these four parts will form sternocostal surface. Once again, I'll repeat. 2/3 of the right ventricle, 1/3 of the left ventricle, then right auricle and right atrium, and left auricle. Not left atrium, only left auricle. This forms the sternocostal surface.